Chapter 9. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah. Ubhayorapi drishtontatsvanayos-tattvadarshibhihi. Of the transient there is no endurance, and of the eternal there is no cessation. This has verily been observed and concluded by the seekers of the truth after studying the nature of both. Perspective, subjective truth. Parth was going through his old stuff. He just wanted to clear out his room so he could make space for his new books. Right from his school days, Parth had been a voracious reader. He had a huge collection of books that he cherished more than anything. Lately, he had been realizing that his new books were taking too much space on his desk. It was time to let go of the old books. He knew exactly what to do with them. He was going to give them to the children of his maid Ritu. Ritu had a daughter Niti who liked to study a lot. She often accompanied her mother and kept going through Parth's collection of books. She would be the happiest person to have these, and my books will be in the hands of someone deserving, he thought. Parth began taking out the books that he was going to give away to her. While sifting through his collection, he found an old book that he absolutely loved as a kid. It was a book about the solar system. Krish sat down on the ground and opened that book. He touched it longingly as he cherished the big pictures and illustrations. A paragraph from the book read, "The moon revolves around the sun. That's why we see the moon in phases. Interestingly, the earth that is our home is also revolving around the sun. Isn't that amazing? The earth rotates around its own axis and also around the sun, yet we don't feel a thing. We go on enjoying our days and then sleep, tucked in our beds safely at night. And the sun, it too is spinning on its own axis. How things change when we change our perspective." Parth smiled to himself, remembering how much excitement and imagination these books provided for him as a teenager. Now, it was time for these to spark the imagination of another kid. Weird thing, perspective. Parth thought to himself. As he was going through these thoughts, he realized he had to call his mother. She had called him in the morning, when Parth was still fast asleep. Oh, I completely forgot about Mom. He rushed to his phone and called her. "Good morning, Mom." "Good morning. You are calling 12:30 in the afternoon? Good morning." "I'm sorry, Mom. I was really tired, so I slept in late." "What has happened to you after moving to the city? You were getting a nice opportunity here at your uncle's business. I don't understand why you are toiling so hard for nothing." Parth heaved a sigh. He had heard the same argument from his mother many times, and every single time he let her know his reason for working hard. "Mom, I have told you this before too. I want to be my own person. I know that uncle is a good man, and they offered me a position there in his company. But I want to learn things on my own. I don't want to feel indebted to anyone." "But you should think of the perks you will be getting here. You won't have to go to the office every single day, and there won't be so much pressure on you. It would be a family matter then." Parth knew it was too much of a family matter and said, "I know that, Mom. The family reason why he wants that." "What do you mean?" "You know very well that he has been wanting me to marry his daughter." "So, what is wrong with that? They are a well-known family and very well-to-do, and their daughter is very beautiful too." "Mom, I cannot tell you the same thing again and again. Let me be my own person. I know that's what Dad wants for me too." "God knows only what you and your father want. I just want you to get settled and start a family when there's still time." "Mom, I will do that, surely. But let's not rush anything. It's my duty, beta, to tell you what's the right thing to do. I just want the best for you. Mom, please don't pressure me into anything. I want to have some rest. It's the weekend. I don't know about all that. You should get your act right and get settled. I don't want to hear anything else. Mom, I will call you later when you have cooled down a little, okay? What? What do you mean? I will call you after dinner, I promise. Take care. Parth hung up the call and then sat down on the bed in exhaustion. He drank some water and then let himself fall on the bed. A very good morning to you, Parth. What an awesome start to the day. Parth had been sulking in the bed, exhausted and deepening in his melancholy about what her mother had said. He thought of calling Kalyani, but she was busy at a family function. It's better not to disturb her. Oh God, I haven't even made a single friend here. Unless... It was a light bulb moment for Parth. He picked up his phone and texted Krish. Hey Krish. Hey Parth. Parth just loved just how cordial and always available Krish was for him. It had never taken him too long to respond to his texts. Can we meet today? Absolutely. I will send you the location of the venue. Great. Now Parth had something to look forward to and someone reliable and wise to talk to. Krish and Parth were sitting at a coffee shop on Sindhu Bhavan Road, SBR Road as it is fondly called. There sipping their coffees. Krish, it seemed to Parth, always had an energetic aura about him. Everything and everyone around him felt energized too. Parth prepared himself for a long conversation about the topic with Krish, who was generous enough to give him his time. Parth was always in awe of Krish, who, even after having so much at his own hands, always wanted to help him. He had never once refused Parth's request to help him out. He was definitely living up to his reputation. Parth had heard a lot about him from many people who all had nothing but praise for him, and Krish finally walked into the cafe. He was a figure that was hard to miss. Krish had a very peaceful countenance, but he walked with power in his feet. He was always cheerful and met everyone with the same enthusiasm, no matter how busy he was. This was his legacy. As soon as Krish met eyes with Parth, who was waiting for him, he smiled at him and removed his glasses. Parth got up from his seat and greeted him with a hug. He remembered the time when he used to extend his hand towards Krish, but he always hugged him instead. He was just waiting to think up a way to strike up a conversation. It was a conversation that Parth was waiting to have with him for the whole day. When Krish saw the dilemma in Parth's eyes, he asked him, You can tell me about it. Parth's reverie was broken and he said, Huh? What? I know something has been bothering you, so just tell me and I will try to help you as best as I can. It's kind of silly. I will see if it is. Just be comfortable and tell me. It has been going on for years now. It is just that my parents, well, not my parents, just my mother. My father listens to me. Yes. So it has been the scenario that for a long time now, my mom has been asking me to accept a job position at a known uncle's company. He has a huge business and he offered me the position himself. I see. So you refused to take that up? Yes. All this time I was unemployed. There was a huge pressure on me from my family to take up the offer. But I wanted to do it with my own efforts. I didn't want to be indebted to him for the rest of my life. I understand your decision. And now you are working a job, not unemployed anymore? Yes, but that's not all. The reason why he was so eager to offer me the position was that he has a daughter. And the rest of it you can understand. Oh, I see it now. They wanted you for their daughter. So, is she not good looking? Krish joked. No, I can never think of anyone other than my Kalyani. I will marry her only. I was joking, right? So, what is the problem now? You have a job and you have Kalyani. Your parents must be happy now. Yes, I do. And yet she called me today again about his offer. Why is that? I think it's because his position is offering me a lot more than what I get paid in my company. It's a little difficult to make my mom understand why it's important for me to have this job. I have tried it many times before. I see your situation now. What is important is that you should know what you want to do. I'm sure of what I want. Then nobody can take away that choice from you. Now the remaining game is just about perspective. Something struck inside Parth and he said, Perspective? Yes, perspective. I feel you can teach me about perspective. I will tell you how I see it. That's why I have come to you. Krish began speaking. Perspective. It's the way we choose to look at things, right? What is so important about how we should look at life? Have you ever wondered, Parth? I never really questioned my way of looking at things until now. When you taught me about my attachment with my own thoughts too. But please, I would like to know more. Yes, Parth. How we choose to look at things makes all the difference in the world, Because everything has both a negative and a positive side. Sometimes it happens that we become too engrossed with a certain kind of way of living or a way of thinking. I should say, some people look at the world as if everything is a miracle, while some look at it as if there's nothing meaningful. Those who look at the world in a good way live in the same world as the ones who look at it in a negative way. I'm not saying that everyone should have just one same perspective of life. That's not possible. But our outlook decides what we see. When we wake up in the morning, what am I willing to see in the world? Am I going to appreciate the good? Or am I going to be worrying about the bad? Because they both exist. No matter how bad in a situation we are, we can always find something to appreciate and feel good about. So many people who were not born into the most favorable circumstances, yet they were able to make a life for themselves. If everybody around them was crying about the circumstances and thought they could not get out of the circumstances, then how were they able to do it differently? Because they were able to see things differently. Parth was amazed. He said, Wow, that's so amazing the way you put it. I will tell you more. Every situation looks different for different people. It is just how things are. The same situation feels good to someone while it feels bad to someone else. Many times our reaction to a situation is totally based on just one perspective, ours. By being so preoccupied with how things look to us, we miss out on the bigger picture. We miss out on the whole picture. It is important to know that. I will give you an example. Let's say you have been asking for a friend to go and watch a movie with you. Now this friend has a family. He told you that he could not come because his wife was not doing well. You said you were all right. Some other time, you again asked that friend to go for a movie with you. He says he cannot go because he has a work commitment. You again go okay. The third time, after some time, you again ask him to go see a cricket match with you. He says that he cannot go because he has a sick child. Then you go like, okay, you are just making excuses. You just don't want to go with me. You decide that you are never ever going to ask that friend to go out with you ever again. Now let's take one possibility. It's all right that you got rejected by the same friend multiple times, and you decided to not talk to him because you felt like he was lying to you. That was one way to look at it. It was your perspective of the situation, whether it was based on the truth or not. Now, why would you decide that the person was telling lies? Why could you not think about the other possibilities as well? What if your friend, ex-friend now, was actually going through tough luck? What if he really wanted to go with you but couldn't because of his responsibilities towards his family? Imagine, if you had thought this way, your friendship would have still been alive. Did you really try to understand his perspective? What if you had? These are the things that we need to question about. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves if we really feel the way we do about a situation or a person, or is it just an impulsive decision? Let's say that the different perspectives are like the different options of a multiple choice question in the entrance exam. Let's assume the options A, B, C, and D are the different viewpoints of the same situation. Now, the result of this exam is of your own making. By looking at these perspectives, where do you find yourself going in the future? Review a situation from a bird's eye view or the top view to see all these options differently. The bird's eye view will give you a perspective of the complete situation as God has a view. The top view of the situation is where you want to be before making a decision. Take a look at the image. I'm going to show you Parth. Krish reached out for his phone and showed him a picture. Parth looked at it and said, I see what you're talking about. These two shapes look triangular when viewed from the front, but they look different when seen from the top view or the bird eye view. That's when reality comes out. Yes, exactly. These two images are called the pyramid. This is what we need to do to understand before forming an opinion about a situation. We need to look at the options from a clear top view and then decide for ourselves. So instead of getting annoyed by my mom's nagging, I should understand where she's coming from. I just have to understand her perspective. And what is that? That she only wants the best for me, whatever the best could be. In her eyes, she has an idea for the well-being of her son, which might not be the same as mine. But I can see from her perspective and have empathy for her. Also, maybe I can help her see my perspective too. That's more like it. I'm glad you got it so quickly. Parth insisted to settle the bill at the cafe and Krish obliged. He just wanted to see him feel happy. Deciding to meet sometime soon, they left.